You are back to the Fantasy Morning Show. Today we are going to talk about something fascinating. I've heard of this term before, but this time we're going to delve into it, right, Karina?
Yes.
It's basically about knowing oneself, right? Like Socrates said, know thyself, know thyself.
Know
right,
thyself, yes. It's more than astrology, what your star sign is, my star sign is.
No, it's
so
beyond.
It's beyond that. So it's actually a way to help us understand ourselves better with human design, Indra.
Yes,
There you go.
With that, let's just welcome our guest, this special talk show with Tsamara. Hi, welcome, good morning.
Thank you so
And now,
much.
human design, can you explain it to us? And then how is it different than any other astrology or whatever it is?
Yeah.
So human design is a way for us to understand ourselves. It's basically a self-awareness tool. So have you ever bought an electronic, right? And then the electronic, there's a manual,
Yes.
right? It says where to click, how to open, how to operate, right? So basically human design is like this manual for us because all of us sitting here are unique.
Yes.
Right? We're not all exactly the same.
No.
So this is the differentiation tool, how we are different with one another. And it's actually based on Western astrology. So there is that similarity, but it combines more of the science. That's why a lot of people find human design to be practical, to be something that can be related to the modern day people who are busy and wanting to know themselves.
Yeah.
So it combines that spirituality other than Western astrology.
Yes.
There is the chakra. People here meditate, do yoga.
Yes. Yep.
There's that chakra system as well. There's also the Kabbalah. This is the tree of life. If you see that the graph, there's also how we live our life purposefully. And then there's also the Chinese ancient book of I Ching. So
Oh, wow.
64 numbers, and they have all these different meanings about our characteristic, our purpose. So a lot of people nowadays feel like, what is my purpose? So human design gives a little bit of hint, right? Because it's our manual box.
Right.
Yeah. So how does that work, like with human design? Because there were all those four different school of thoughts that are combined in human design, right? Because there's this app called The Pattern. Apparently, it's related to human design.
I'm a huge fan.
You're a huge fan. There you go. Hello, people. Figure out.
Tell me what to do today.
That's the mood.
Exactly. So how does that work? How does human design work then?
So we need our birth date time.
Yes.
And if possible, our minute. So this is something that not many people have. So checking the birth certificate or asking our family members can give a more accurate reading. But if we still don't have it, 30 minutes plus minus is still okay. Some information will still be accurate.
Right.
Or use 12 p.m., so in the middle of the day.
12 p.m.
Correct,
Okay.
12 noon.
All right.
So it calculates two distinct numbers or data points when we are born
Yes.
and 3 months or 88 days before we are born.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Okay.
And why it's interesting? Because it's showing our conscious side and our subconscious side.
Right. And you're also talking about it has something to do with mother and grandmother. I mean, I didn't quite catch that. Could you please elaborate on that as well?
Yeah, so when we are 3 months before we are born, we're still in our mother's womb.
Yes.
And we are inheriting not only the facial features, right, of our mother. Yeah, pretty like our mothers, right? But also their characteristics.
Interesting.
Yes, because what creates us, the cellular life who creates all of us, is based on our maternal grandmother.
Right.
So the information from our mother and our maternal grandmother is very strong and can be seen, like what's the life pattern, lessons, generational healing.
Whoa, this is so fascinating. Okay,
Go deep, but that's
generational healing. I mean, that's talked about in philosophy, that's talked about in spirituality, and even in religion as well. So let's go into the practical side, which is making me a little bit nervous, actually.
Straight to it. I think you're up first.
Oh my God. Are you going to like read me first, like analyze me first? Okay, fine. This is my chart, right, Tsamara?
Oh,
Interesting.
Marissa.
this is Marissa's. Okay.
Right, so I can't read this. Oh, thank you. So you need to read this because you have the skill.
Yes, of course. So basically, these are the two data points I said earlier. The one on the right is our conscious personality. The one on the left is our subconscious design. So when it combines into this chart in the middle, you see all those shapes. Those are the chakra. From the 7 chakra, there's 9, and we take just the summary on the top, right?
Right.
So we don't focus too much on this picture right now.
Yes.
So the type generator like me also.
Oh,
Yeah,
similar.
I think also like you as
Oh,
a
okay.
generator, we'll see later. We really want to focus on the things that we love.
Oh, yeah. I can feel that.
We want to have mastery,
Yes.
right?
Oh,
And
yes. That's
yeah.
why I keep going to school.
She loves her masters.
There you go. There's also feeling satisfaction when we can do what we want.
Yes.
Things that we desire.
Correct.
Does it limit to one specific thing?
So-
Or it could be like many passions?
So for you, as a manifesting generator, later we will see you have a lot of passion.
So I'm not
That's
like
a different type.
No.
Yeah.
It has to be different. Like, we don't want to be all the same.
We're
now.
unique.
So for generator, it means it's just sort of one focused aspect.
One at a time, usually.
I
So
One at a time.
there's
One
a
at a
sense of
time.
mastery, and I'm kind of done with this,
Got
and
it.
I continue with something else. I don't know. Does that feel
It's true.
something you do?
Yeah, yeah. It's true.
So that's the purpose, kind of building. That's the key word for generator, or generating joy. Like the
Right.
word generate, right? Make other people happy when we're happy. When we're satisfied, we help other people feel good as well.
Yeah,
Something like this.
that's true.
And when we're not aligned, there's this thing called not self-theme. It's called frustration for generator. So when we are, I see the laugh already, like, yeah, I feel frustrated. It's okay, because this is signaling to us when there's something we can change, right? There's something that either our thoughts, feelings, actions, we can rearrange. So usually frustration comes when people are telling us what to do, but we don't want to do it. Something similar to that.
Do we need to go to mine? Nothing.
Of course.
This-
Yes. I mean, it's like we don't have time to read my whole thing. So let's move to the next chart.
I'm kind of curious for Karina's actually, because like you
there we
mentioned
go.
earlier.
Is
All right,
Karina's-
so this is Karina's. Oh yes.
Generator.
So what do you see here, Tsamara, on Karina's?
Yeah, so with Karina's, the difference with the generator is the type. So in human design, there's 5 types. And the manifesting generator has this ability to initiate, to lead, manifest her desire, your desire, and often skip steps wanting to do things
Oh,
if
yes,
you're
that's-
passionate.
That's very me.
Look at this. This is very revealing. The host of the
I don't like rules. Wow. Yeah,
So funny. And how to respond then? I mean, it's like there's a strategy.
Yeah,
behind
what's
there.
the
with
strategy?
manifesting generator like Karina? How should she respond so that she can
Yes.
reach her full potential? That's the point, right?
Yes.
So responding is both for generator and manifesting generator. It's the practical side of human design, and it's following our body's desire to say yes to things. Probably you've gone through exercises or people when like, yes, I really like that. That's responding to opportunities
Right.
rather than fully like initiating from our mind, this is what I need to do and plan ahead.
Yeah.
But it's more feeling in our body and our intuition. Is it a yes or a no?
Right.
And that is something that people are relearning sometimes because we are often very logical.
Yes.
Right? We plan,
Yes.
we worry about the future, think about the past. But when we understand how our unique body makes decisions,
Yes.
like strategy and inner authority, and for Karina, it's when you're calm. Make decisions, long-term decisions.
Yeah. When I'm calm, not rash decisions. Okay, got it. When
That's
I'm
one of the
frustrated.
tips of
Yeah.
strategy responding.
Right.
How can we use this human design? Like, can I find like a purpose in my life, or like how do you guide people with this human design?
Yeah, like let's see Indra's chart, for example.
Yes.
To answer that question as well. Indra's chart, please, Mr. Producer.
Oh,
There you go.
okay.
Yes. So every part and element in human design can have a purpose.
Yes.
For example, what we haven't talked about is the incarnation cross. The incarnation cross is our life purpose or life themes. It's built on 4 numbers. So 53, 56, 60 is like the top 2 numbers.
Yes.
What you are here to share, right? That's the symbol of the sun. This is where the Western astrology come in.
Okay.
And the one below it is the earth. So what we need to be consistent with. So in a way, if we wrap this into one sentence, right angle is helping other people when we transform ourselves first.
Okay.
So we have life lessons, we have learning, and once we learn it, we can share it to other people. That's the theme of the right angle. And the cross of laws is all about inheriting rules. Usually this could be through family, generations, and how we can share what is the most correct going forward. So that could be a life theme and purpose, which sometimes we feel it directly, sometimes we don't, and it's part of the whole journey, right? Because this chart does not change with time. It's based on our birth date, mathematically.
But like, it doesn't change with time. I mean, does age impact the way people would see this chart or no? Because I feel that usually, I mean, like, if I saw this when I was in my 20s, I wouldn't know what to do with it. Right? I mean, it's like, but I'm not gonna reveal my age. I'm in my, let's say, 20 years later, you're the man. It's different, right? I mean, it's like, what's your take on it?
Yeah, so what's interesting, the chart itself does not change. Because it's based on specific birth date does not change. But our interpretation and experience with age, it can change, right? Because this is the manual and all the life experiences from then until now is part of our learning and development. So in human design, there's like two sides of the coin. There's the potential and there are certain challenges. And oftentimes, when we're younger, we realize the challenge more, right? Because we have not learned the life wisdom yet.
Even at this age, I mean, even the challenges, we don't always know what to do with our lives, right? So how do we use like the result of human design so that we can reach our potential and also at the same time see that, these are actually my challenges and maybe I can overcome it or manage it at least?
That's true. So what's important for someone who's learning self-development through human design is contemplating, right? Whether this information fits me or not. Have I had this pattern before? Yes or no? And do I want to change? Because sometimes people want to know themselves, but they don't want to take action to change because it's
too scary.
That's true.
It's outside of our comfort zone. It's easier just to stay in our status quo sometimes. But if we have the energy and we want to pursue it, we can validate through the experiment. So in human design, there's what we just discussed, the strategy and the inner authority. So this is the most practical thing in human design. So when we make decisions, are we aligned to our unique way or not? Because there are
How do we test that? Is it based on feelings, whether it feels right or it doesn't feel right?
Correct. So there is a feeling for each type. So for generators, the feeling was satisfaction and frustration. For manifesting generator, it's the feeling of peace and satisfaction when we are aligned, then what we're doing is good. Or there's a feeling of frustration and anger when it's not aligned to our independence and desire, for example. And for the other three types, there's also emotions. So for example, there's a type called projector. When they feel success, their personal definition of success, they're aligned. And if not, feeling bitterness. Reflectors is when, reflectors are interesting, they follow the moon cycle when they want to make decisions. They have to wait 1 month.
I wonder if it's our colleague Shana Suhartono.
We'll check, right? So for them, it's feeling disappointed if it's not aligned and feeling joyful on their day-to-day if it's aligned. So for all of these different types, there is a specific emotion, even though it's all human emotions, but there is a specific signal that's consistent for each.
What are the practical ways to contemplate? Because that's important, right? I mean, it's like we know all this knowledge, but to be able to realize this knowledge, we need to find the actions or strategies that we do every single day. Because you mentioned earlier there's meditation. I mean, I think journaling probably is contemplation. What do you think? What are the forms of contemplation?
Right. So the two things that you mentioned is very helpful. Like our contemplation when we're reading our human design is asking ourselves, from 1 to 10, how true is this for me? For example.
How true is this for me?
How true is this for me? And then when it's true, okay, is this something that's aligned to me? Like, does it make me happy and satisfied or not? Yes or no questions. That's very practical.
Yes or no question.
Right.
If the answer is no, then what to do?
When it's no, then we can figure out another possibility, right, on how to find that solution and contemplate again. Like maybe, for example, I feel no, I am not frustrated, then that's good. You're satisfied, what you're doing is correct. But if I feel like no, I'm not satisfied, what else can I course correct? What else can I change? So practically, it's also knowing what your goal is.
Knowing what our goal is.
Yes.
Right.
So when we know what our goal, and oftentimes client comes to me for career change.
Right.
Or for family.
Yeah.
Or money.
Yeah.
Relationship. So there is a specific goal. And how can this human design parts help us achieve that goal?
Right.
Because without a goal, it's kind of directionless.
It is, and it's harder, right? Okay, one last question, and because we're running out of time, just please answer briefly if you can. It's about, you know, like when we question ourselves a lot, we ask questions, we contemplate, either we write or we meditate. Some people, they can go overboard, which means overthinking. And this is a problem that a lot of people are experiencing right now. So how do we know the limit so that we don't overthink? So we are actually doing this journey of self-knowledge in a healthy way instead of like in a, oh my God, I'm overwhelmed right now, you know?
I totally understand.
Yeah.
So it's about integrating the information.
Right.
So taking it one bit of a time.
Okay.
So sometimes when we do all of this, there's so much information, read the whole life in like 1 hour, and we want to change everything, but it's more like what small, simple step do I want to do next?
Okay.
And that makes it more manageable and less overthinking. So there are certain boundaries in our healing journey that makes it more sustainable and not burnout.
Right. So do it one by one. Thank you so much, Tsamara.
Thank you so much.
Very
for having
insightful.
Me.
I think I'm going to learn a little bit more about human design after this. What about you guys?
Ooh, this
right?
is so much better than pattern. I'm upgrading.
Human design.
Exactly, human design. Well, thank you so much, Tsamara Fahrana, for that. And yes, we're going to take a little breather. Whew, when we come back, we still have lots more for you. Thank you.
Thank you so much.